Hi guys, and welcome to this episode on the Real Estate Therapy series. On our last episode, we had the inspection manager for Onyx Global, Mr. Daniel, come and share some of the tips that he uses during inspection. But on today's episode, we have a realtor and a brand ambassador for Onyx Global, Mr. Collins, and he's so excited to be on set today. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So hello Mr. Collins, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to be on set with us today.
You're welcome.
And I know that you're a very familiar face at Onyx. Everybody seems to know you, everyone seems to love you. So thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
Okay, so getting into the questions, of course. So who is a realtor?
Okay, that's actually very simple.
Yeah.
I'll use a simple terms. A realtor is somebody that represents a company as a PRO and also represents his or her client as a PA.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so a realtor in general terms, somebody that helps the client get property and also involved in negotiation, take them for site inspection and all that, okay? Then the aspect part of it where I said it's like a PRO to the company is that when objection arises, like, can I trust this company? Would they give me allocation and all that? So you see, a realtor now stand in gap for the company to say, this company, I'll be working with them like so years, number of years and all that. I know they've done allocation, this is what they do, they are good and all that, I trust them. So you see, you are not standing for the company as a PRO now. But to the client, when you have to do with negotiations, some will say, I want to pay for like durations. And it might attract some interest and all that. So you now talk to the company like, is it possible? Is there any way it can be done for my client to get this?
So you're like the middleman between the client and
between the two. So yeah. So
all right. So how long have you been in the realtor business?
Let's say 3 years now.
Oh, okay,
but the first 2 years, let me not say they were just a waste too. But
learning process.
Learning process.
Okay, so is this where you always saw yourself? Like, is that always what you've always wanted to do, or you just found yourself as a realtor?
Actually, it was never, but I later found out that there's opportunity in the real estate industry.
There is.
Before I was working like a staff for a company, and I have always wanted to have a business of my own. So I came into the real estate industry and we started and we are still trying.
Pushing through every day.
Yes.
Okay, so is there a difference between a realtor and a real estate agent?
Okay. The terms tends to work pari passu, hand in hand, but what I would say there is, let's use the word professional. Okay, when you say a realtor, a real estate agent, they're just like the same. But there's difference between a professional realtor and just a regular realtor. We have different type of, let me just say two, the professional and the street realtor. Or the street real estate agent. Those are the ones that will say, if you don't give me 2,000 to fill my form, I will not take it for inspection. They are very aggressive. Most of them don't have product knowledge. Their whole concern is their commission and therefore money. And at the end, sometimes you pay for their transport fare for maybe when you go for inspection, you will pay for their call card and all that. So a professional realtor will not do that.
True.
So it makes everything seamless for the buyer, to transact. So that's basically just the difference. Okay,
so do you really have to be part of a real estate firm, or can you freelance as a realtor?
Okay. Not necessarily. You can just be a freelance realtor, because let me just tell you the truth. Realtors in Lagos State, because I based in Lagos State, they don't sell for one company. So it's a freelance thing.
Okay.
So yes, you tend to sort for properties that will suit the budget and the needs of your client. So Mr. A might not have all, so you might want to transact with Mr. B, Mr. C, and all that. So it's just like that.
Yeah, that's really nice. Really nice. Okay, so as a realtor, can you select the type of land or property that you sell? Like if it's just bare land or like property that's already been built on. Do you understand the question? So can you select? Okay, I'm strictly a land realtor. I'm strictly a condo realtor, things like that. Or can you just, or anyone that comes?
Okay, it all depends on personal preference. Some people are good at selling houses. Some are good at selling off-plan projects. Some are good at selling land. So it all depends. Because the process it takes to sell a home differs from selling the land.
True.
So it all depends on personal preference here. And like me, a professional in the field, I do the two.
True.
So if you don't buy land, you go buy house. If you don't buy house complete, you go do off plan.
True.
And even in land, there are some land that are ready for development. So there are some that are just for land banking. So it all depends on your professionalism and your skills in the real estate industry.
Okay, so what are the things that you look at when you're trying to close a deal, when you're trying to sell a land or a property?
Okay, first, I try as much as possible to vet the property to know that number one, it's not a committed property. It's one thing to sell land, it's another thing to start on inside the bush after selling. Yes. So once the land is free from any form of acquisition, and that's number one. Then another thing is that I look at, like for some people that want to do like the land banking aspect of it, I look at some things or some infrastructures that will actually bring in return on investment. People don't just want to spend money because they want to spend money. People want to spend money for value.
Yes.
So I look at these things then before I pick one or two locations and push it for sales.
All right, I love that. Okay, so when you have a property and you have two or more people trying to fight for that same property, what do? How do you settle that little situation?
Okay, when I have a property, two or more people,
and like let's say everybody has the same price, so
okay.
How do you pick the client? You now say, okay, let me sell it to this client.
First come, first serve.
Period. I love that. That's actually fair.
Yes, first come, first serve. Yes, first come, first serve.
True. So how do you deal with clients that are not forthcoming? Like obviously there are different people that you meet out there, everybody with their different behaviors and their different characters. So how do you stay calm when things are not very calm?
It's not really easy, especially like all those that keyword that I don't want to say, but let me just say it now because of this video. I will get back to you. Hey, that thing they disturb my system.
Because they never get back to you.
They will never get back. You know, when I started some years ago, these were some of the things I faced. You know, some client will call you, do a video of the property. Some will say do a live video. Some will say record the road. Some will say record everything around the property. After the whole thing, you hear I will get back to you, and you start doing follow-up. Sometimes some might even block you. Yes, some will just block you, some will not respond, you know.
That looks like you're disturbing them.
You know, after the stress, and that will get back to you. It's something else, something else. I in fact, all realtors don't want it. You know, the language that gladys are had is sold out. Or when the phone is beefy, or transaction will be made, or, you know, send the receipt of our paid and all that. So what I do, I try to, as much as possible, to psychologically phantom a client and then window shopper. There are some that are just window shoppers. They just want to know prices and all that. You send pictures, send from at the end.
Compare prices with other.
Yes, and at the same time, as they are talking to you, they are talking to other people too. So I try as much as possible to know who is ready and who is not actually ready. I will not call that time waster because sometimes they might not be ready at that particular time, but as time goes on, something might happen and you still transact. But I don't discard them, but I try to categorize them and know how to
prepare your mind. Don't just say, okay, don't invest in one particular person.
Yes.
Okay, love that. I mean, you've already partially answered the next question, but can you tell us some of the other difficulties and challenges that you face as a realtor?
Okay, number one, when I was starting then, logistics was my issue. You know, that time I would not be closing deals, no money today, you know, all that. So that was one of the logistics. And as a realtor, you must, you have to be mobile, but not that it's a must, but it's very important, you know. But if you are not, that's why I say logistic issues. You need some fund to back these things up. A client can just call you, it's only Sunday I have time for inspection, and company don't work on Sunday. You get it now. So if there are no something like financial support or you're not mobile,
you lose some of all
and some of all these clients, you are not mobile, they will not respect you. They don't want to transact with you. Yes, that's the truth. They don't want to transact with you. So that's another thing. Then two, product knowledge. Product knowledge. When I was starting then, you know, they'll say there's not at Ibejuleki, there's not at Tekbe. Okay, when I get there, this is the land, what will I say? What will I say? You know, I'll just video land and post there. You know, one thing about selling is selling is a skill.
Yes.
Selling is a skill.
It is.
So I tell people, you have to have a concrete product knowledge before you can sell. And like the company which and the brand ambassador Onyx Global, they make every every process of you selling seamless for writers and even investors. That's by providing you FAQ, which is the form you fill. You know, that form have an FAQ at the end. That's frequently asked question. Now, at that form, you see the name of the estates, you see the topography, you see the measurements, you see the price, you know, the payment structure and all that, and even the neighborhood. So if you understand, or if you go through them, study them, understand this product knowledge, then you can create content for that product you want to sell.
True.
Because all products are not static, they are dynamic. We have Nekbe, but even at Nekbe, there are several locations and all that. So what I did was to pick up this FAQ, study them very well, because I'm not the owner of the estate. So what they bring is what I would work with. So I tried at my point to study them, start making videos and all that. It was not easy for me. I can't even record myself then. You know, my mom would tell me, this rubbish, now you want to go post online. So as time goes on, practice make perfect. You know, I started practicing, going for site inspection and all that. You know, when there are events that I have to do retors and training. So I started training myself, and by the special grace of God, you know, we keep learning, but we are good now.
Love that. Love the confidence. It's good to have confidence in yourself.
Sure.
It is. Okay, so how do you overcome some of the challenges that you face?
Number one, we pray. We pray first.
God over everything.
God over everything, because life without Christ is crisis. Some of all these transactions that we do, there are still some spiritual backings to it. I'm telling you, there was a time, in fact several times, not once, in the office. So a client was trying to close a deal. It was even Regnum. Let me mention this. I say Regnum. They buy a real estate. So when it was time to pay now, no network. I said, network must come.
It must.
I brought out my file to connect. I will try to do transaction. The bank app was no longer working. And you know one thing, when they buy, it's already in a buying mood. It's a thin line for closing that deal.
Yes, because you're still contemplating.
Yes, once they just say, okay, let me go and come back. Something might just happen and take that money away. I'll get back to you, that language will come again. And which I don't like. So, but God so can just feel my heart, God, let your will be done, no. Because after here, I don't know what have was waiting for them at home. And you know, it went fine. So, and at the same time, that is for the God factor. Then two, professionally should come in. Sometimes I let some certain things go. I close a deal where I use my commission to settle the people that came to check the property, because my client then was, in fact, even what tonight, it's not in Nigeria. So those people were like, what do you want my hand, all this kind of thing. And I know these people were my obstacles. I let go. I told them the truth. This is what I'm getting. Okay, let it go like that. But by doing that, and at the end, one of them gave me a deal that surpasses what it took.
So the sacrifice you made was
sacrifice. You pray, sacrifice, and be very smart, because you are not the only person in the industry.
True.
Yes.
True. You need to work smart, not just hard. You need to work smarter. Love that. Next question. Okay, so you as a realtor, you meet a lot of clients and they ask a lot of questions. So what are some of the questions that clients ought to be asking but they don't ask? Okay,
all right. I think number one, some clients just want to buy property because they want to invest, and they don't really have some real estate, knowledge, when they have to do investment and all that. So some don't even ask what type of category of this property. Like, we have several properties, some that are ready for development, that is buy and build. Some are just for land banking. So once they see it very cheap, they just want to buy.
True.
So, and at the end, you hear a client telling you, okay, is the estate now fancy, or are they not building the estate? You understand? So they don't even ask, okay, this one, is it for investment? This one I saw for social pride and all that. So, and at the end, if you are not a professional, that is one of the things I do, is that before I sell property to you, I also consult for you. I ask you, what is your aim of getting this property? Is it for residential purpose? Is it for commercial? Or is it for land banking purpose?
True, those are very important questions.
Yeah, so with this, I will know what to give you. True. So now at the end, you won't be telling me, they said I bought, I want to start building now, and they have not started building. So I think that's basically one of the, those some also ask of title, but some don't even ask.
Wow.
And again, some just like, if it's not C or full, I'm not buying. If it's not good, I'm not buying. And the one thing I let understand again is that once a land is not a committed land, because we have committed land, not committed land. Then you can buy and even perfect the documents. So now even the company which their brand ambassador makes this process again seamless for clients.
True.
So you don't need to do the hustling of going to Alausa, getting a surveyor. You can be given a fake document,
Yeah.
So you buy, you go sleep, and your documents will be prepared to you, and your land will be legally secured as well.
Yeah.
So basically, that's just it.
Okay. So how do you feel when you're unable to close a deal? What's that feeling? Just give me one word to explain that feeling.
They weak me.
Simple and short.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand.
Yes.
Okay, so next question. Can you explain networking when it comes to... No, sorry, taking it again.
Sure.
Next question. Can you explain the importance of networking when it comes to real estate?
Networking is key because who you know, I don't know. You understand? So for you to succeed in the real estate industry, you need to know somebody that knows somebody that one will know that place that can do or that can transact that business. Okay, so network is very key. As a realtor, I also have my success line. I don't call it downline again. Okay. So these people have their own people. They do their own marketing. They have their own network, friends, and all that. And I have mine too. Yeah. So where I could not reach, those people will go ahead. Are you getting it? So network is very. So you can't just go solo. And sometimes there is, in fact, there might be some property a client needs. And if you check all your portfolio, you don't have it. But if you have a good network, you can still close a deal and everyone will still smile. So networking is key in the real estate business. Okay,
love that. So how do you build yourself as a realtor? How do you get better?
Okay, I keep learning every day, especially technologically. This business now, if you are not tech wise, you're out of it. Yeah. Because when I started then, I was using several platforms. By special grace of God, now I'm a YouTube king. I can boldly say that, and I've trained several people in the industry. So maybe that will be a topic for another day.
Definitely. Definitely.
So what I do is to continually train myself because what is working this year might not work next year. True. So I keep learning and I keep improving. Yeah, open your mind up to change. Yes. That's a good one. Yes. All right, is there an advice that you give anyone that's just coming into real estate business? That's one. And is there an advice that you would give yourself 2 years ago that you know now? Okay. One, in fact, I will just answer the two questions together. They're very similar. Yes. The advice I'll give to everybody coming to the real estate industry as a realtor is patience. Patience and learn. Okay? Patience and learn. You know why? Because anyone that stopped learning is old. Yeah. Being you 80 years old or even 10 years old. Because what happened there, I can remember my first deal. I went to Bejeki, like I'm talking of a deal, not just here. You know? I was like, the client would say, do this picture, do this video. I kept doing them. And this client would just go for like a month. No communication. Sometimes he will call back. I'm like, when it's like I'm about closing the deal, the client will go off again. So the last time the client called me, there's this property I want to buy now, and just go and do the video. I think it's cheap. I want to buy another. My mom was like, after this video, I will just saw this client and everything just end. So I just managed. I just managed. I went for the special, I did the video, and that was my breakthrough. That was where my breakthrough started. So I did the video. The problem, I think, was just 500,000, I did 550, I can still remember. I posted it, and I sent to the client, and I posted mine to my YouTube channel. Then the client said, okay, I will buy. I will still waste time. I was like, okay, God, let it be done though. Before the client said make initial deposit of 200,000. I said, I don't want to sell land. I don't want to sell land, Yeah. Immediately I called the company, I beg, have you posted the 200K somebody sends me? My client, I beg, just keep my commission. If not, this one be last one I said for land, make it 1,000. So, a day after, somebody called me for that same video I made, like, oh, this property, is it still available? I said, it's available. So what I'm going to do now? My man was like, I'll go through the same process again of this same semi video and all that. I said to fee for another person, why are we wasting? Send me the phone. Well, just like that. I sent the phone. I sold 2 plots immediately. Wow. I said, wow, patient is very, So from there, I said, no. See this thing. we go run them. So patient, and I kept learning.
Yeah.
You know, those that have been in the industry, you know, I ask questions, you know, I go for trainings and all that. So that just patient and keep learning. And before you know it, you will grow.
True.
And every professional I see today was once a learner. So
True.
we keep learning and we grow by learning too.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's actually a personal question because I don't know.
Okay.
So like, how do realtors advertise themselves? Because that's one thing I never see. But I don't really see how they advertise. So what's the secret? What do they do?
Okay. Hey, people want to use my skills now. Anyway, I keep changing skills. So now, one thing is branding. I tell people, branding is not about printing your name on the shirt and all that.
True.
Not be shirt people won't buy. What people buy first is trust. You know, they buy your brand first. What you deliver, what you say. And me, I tend to work on people's psychology from storytelling. Storytelling is one of the key to sell yourself and sell products. You know, I know what people have experienced and what people are experiencing. I craft my content through that means. So now, also offer value. Not just about selling. All your pages are about selling. Offer value. There are some people that don't even know what return on investment is, what banking, what's land banking and all that. So you try as much as possible to bring in value. And when there is value, it will be easy for people to transact with you. And if you are doing this, it helps you take authority in your niche, which is the real estate industry.
Yeah. Not
every time you take a phone, this is 300 square meter, it's a dry land. Hey, if you not be dry land, who won't come go buy? Have you ever somebody advertising a swampy land?
No.
So, you know, so just tell people the truth, number one. Just be you, number one. If the sales are not coming, sales will definitely come.
Yeah.
One client alone can change the whole story.
True.
So that's just it basically. So that's one of the tips that I use. Yeah.
This has been so information packed. Is there anything you feel like we're missing or we haven't asked that you would like to chip in for our audience?
Let me just chip in this for everybody. So for realtors that are coming to the real estate industry, number one, choose the right company to work with. There's another thing, it helps. Like Onyx now, client fee just can just go sleep and not say legit. You understand?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying others are not good, but you do your research first. Work with people that will make things easy for you.
True.
You know, some people might say because I'm a brand ambassador and I make the market. No, I wasn't brand ambassador before I started working with Onyx. Okay, so you work with companies that make it easy for you, and that is the first step. Okay, then from there keep learning and relearn. Sometimes a week I don't sleep. I'm online working and all that, and some of all these things are available online.
Yeah.
So if you say I don't want to be on internet, I don't want to do video, then real estate is not for you. So you must be there. And again, consistency. Yeah. Consistency is the key. I've had like 5 YouTube channels that was, you know, terminated and all that. I kept on, you know, pushing and all that. And today I'm still in the industry, you know. So consistency, keep learning, and get a good company that will support your hustle. Because you know, this is our business. It's not a salary work.
Yeah.
Now when you sell, now you go chop. If you know they sell, the business go tire you. So as you keep doing this, there's a certain level you get in the real estate industry as a real estate consultant. It's as if you're not collecting monthly salary. Yes, it happens.
I want to get there,
okay, let me tell you now.
Okay.
It happens when you now have multiple clients that are doing instrumental payments. Imagine you have, like, let me say, I don't want to exaggerate, you know, let me say 10 clients that are doing instrumental payments. I know this client came different months, different time and all that. So this Mr. A will do 1 million for that month. Mr. B will do 2 million. The other one will do 500. If you calculate everything, maybe your commission that month might be going like $1 million. While you are still closing like arthritis and all that. So you might have them and some might even do for 1 year. You know, and they came in separate dates. Yeah. So that year we just did okay. Wow. So before the sales come in, you just cash out. So
I think after this video, I'm gonna jump into the real talk business.
Come.
Oh wow, that's really nice.
You're welcome.
Oh, and with that, we've come to the end of another amazing episode on the Real Estate Therapy series. This episode was too interesting, so be sure to tune in to the next episode for even more interesting content. Also, leave your questions, comments, and suggestions down below. Turn on your notification button and please give us a thumbs up. And with that, guys, it's till the next episode. I remain your host,